Nothing really purchased for G2 whatsoever. Just a couple of P250s and some Glocks. Make it 3 P250s. No nades. Once again, just try and get the bomb down. That's all you can really hope for, Matt. But Fnatic have showed us you can make these rounds very close. And there's a reply from Body.
Smart reply. Better still. Takes down Dennis. Body having a reasonable game with 14 kills. Krims is going to rotate around though, but more importantly, Krims has bomb. So even though there's 3 kills, or sorry, there's 3 alive rather, for G2 and 2 guns picked up, they have to recover this bomb, and a smart boost right now for Krims to go up above because he can play both sides of this. It doesn't matter which approach they go for. Venton's going to go a long ways away from this though. So this actually catches them off a bit slightly because they'll be in between. Venton should be able to spot them. And it is going to be taken down though. Scream with 1. Krims has to find, does get the first. They now know his position. Jumps up, tries to play the SMG movement mechanics. He does get the second shot. And he's not taking much damage from this either. He will eventually fall down. Still has possession of that bomb though, at least knows he does when he peeks it out the first time. He can't afford to face it directly, so this will come down to a bit of a game of cat and mouse. And Scream's trying to wait this out himself. He's not sure exactly where Krims has gone.
Yeah, the problem for Scream is Krims is one of the most intelligent players in these clutch situations in the entire planet. So let's see whether he can negate his way around him and try and get the bomb down here. His odds, although the problem is he has no armor against an MP7, that'll chew him apart. So Scream now making his way towards Squeaky Door. Just got to go all in on the A-bomb side. Doesn't look like he'll be slowing down. Just got to open up the door, hope for the best. And we'll see if that crisp aim can get him out of this situation.
Right, Krims just rotating late from highway now and knows it's on the A site. Taps out though. Scream's still thinking this very sincerely. He's overthinking. In fact, it is a huge overcommitment because Krims hits the shot.
I told you. That's all a 3-on-1, that real smart boost. You pointed it out as they were in that difficult situation. They had control of the bomb. They knew the terrorists would stick together. He finds that first frag, and that kill, the second one, was what decides it for me. He knows he has control of the situation at that point. He can wait for Scream to make the next move, and the MP7 prevails somehow against the M4. And it's G2, although didn't necessarily have much to work with there. They definitely made it an interesting situation. We go into round number 19, the buy comes in, AKs, and there's going to get an A-sided attack here. We've got Shocks and Smiths in the A storage. Scream trying to push his way in towards Squeaky Door, and there is an AWP for JW as well. Decent net goes in, takes Smiths down to 81, and they are leaving the bomb towards the mid warehouse for now, so probably won't be committing just yet. Let's be more of a default to try and work a pick here. Maybe allow Scream to open up one face towards that forked area, but Dennis is waiting for him, but it's going to be Shocks that gets to drop first, and now they've got...
Shocks is going to play this with the open angle as well. No smokes out. That costs him though because JW has an easy visionary shot through with the AWP. Rotation coming in from Krims already. They seem to have an idea that this is going to be on the A site. They can also afford to rotate early with Venton inside of the vents because he'll be able to hear them rotating back. And they're not wrong. Certainly not wrong about rotating because now it is going to be a commitment. Good shot from Scream on the way through, but JW closing out on Smith's. Flush closing out on Smith is going to let JW get closer with this AWP.
Well, the bomb's making its way to the site as well. It's going to be Body carrying it. JW just hungry for more kills here. You can hear it going down. This is just classic JW. Doesn't really have much information. Knows the bomb is in front of him. There it is. Takes him down. There is another player towards quad there. That's going to be Scream. RPK backing him up from the forklift as well. Can they pull this one off? They find 2 frags. Just going to be Wenton here. The new boy trying to step up.
Has to drop inside of the site. Low HP on RPKs. Found the first. Venton nose screams in toward quad position, but he has to find a way to bait him out. He has a kit to work with, so he's got some time to do so. Scream's got the first shot, but it's only a minimal damage and a good peek from Venton. He reads it. Fnatic, they're doing it again, Henry.
They're doing it again, absolutely. It's JW with the audacious play, creeping up to the bomb site. Didn't have really any information as to where the terrorists were. Hit the first shot, and it looked like G2 did just enough there, but Wenton hasn't had the most explosive series so far, but he's been winning some really crucial rounds with Fnatic there, and that's another one.
And you mentioned the JW thing. He's fully flashed up, but he figures, all right, if I'm flashed, they're flashed, they're not going to peek me, and he just keeps walking up the wall. Like, who does that other than JW?
JW's on 30
that was a knife out of spawn.
Why does that happen? Don't right-click your knife and spawn, guys. That's another CS 101 lesson for you there. That could be really important.
I'm going to boost Venton from B.
Means if he gets like grenaded now, he can't be so aggressive with the AWP, and that's his playstyle. That's really frustrating, but still, Krim's looking to rectify the mistake here. He's going a little bit aggressive. Spots a player jumping above the smoke there. Can't manage to get the shot in just yet, but Wenton coming in to back him up.
It's going to be just a perfect position for Venton as well. That's the right bait and switch. Krims is able to pull him back in. Pot flashes out, and this pushes G2 back. They can't afford to commit to this B-bomb side. A man down already, and Thankfully, they left Shocks in a position where they couldn't really push into the A positions or out through middle and catch them off from connector and pincer them entirely, but they certainly have no map control right now on this G2 side.
Well, they have got a couple of smokes and flashbangs. These guys have got very good B execution. They normally run on the Molotovs to make it happen here. They're going to be held out of the sight for now.
And 4 players right now from Fnatic on the B side of the map.
Okay, well that helps though.
Certainly does. That's actually quite crucial because that's defense as well. That's the swing position, so that's one prong of the approach. The retake down, Smiths with a better kill on Vented body onto Crims. I was about to say, even if they execute, they're still going to have to make contact because of the positioning of Fnatic, and it doesn't matter if they make contact or not, they pull the round entirely back.
Well, it's flushing out in a surely impossible situation. 4-on-1. 2 players are low. It's going to be Body and Smith, so it looks like Flusher just setting himself up for some exit kills here. Just wants to take as many as he can down. Damage the economy of the terrorists. Surely can't get any more than that out of this. G2 being so low as well, you'd assume it's going to stick together. One player in the form of Scream is defending the bomb. We have seen some horror show ninja diffuses in 2016.
Yeah.
So
Kirby, snacks.
Oh no. Okay. I was going to say, we had a window there. But they're going to make sure it doesn't happen. They know where he is now. And Scream takes him down. There it is, finally. In the second half, it was 4-0, sorry, but G2 do find their first round. And it's actually broken the economy of Fnatic as well, so this is very beneficial for G2.
This is a far more significant round than the single round they picked up in the second half of Inferno, because, like you said, the economy comes into it. They can start to build a bit of a buffer.
There's been so many close one-on-one.
Approach with Molotovs thrown out toward the fence and quad and pop flashes jumped in as well as the smoke on highway toward the back of the site. It's a good pick from Scream though. They let him go to work. They know the situation against pistols, but again it's Dennis. USB, he manages to pick up one, and this time it's against an armored opponent. So it's a bit costly in the fact that they're knocking guns down from G2.
Well then, 3 players remain for Fnatic, and they actually will get mowed down here by Shocks. He's winning towards the connect. He gets all 3 as well. So now G2 in touching distance now of taking the second map. 13-8, the money's still not fantastic for Fnatic. Definitely won't have an AWP. It's going to be 4 rifles, and there's going to be a FAMAS joining them as well. So in terms of utility, you have no incendiaries. That means a very fast attack from G2 becomes a real possibility here. Without that incendiary to hold them off, fast mid boost, very difficult to hold off. It looks like G2 could possibly go for that as well. Scream would be the one to boost them, but once again a default play. And the CTs will be sending 3 players towards middle for now. 1 player towards the vents, and he'll be backing up Crims, who is going a little bit aggressive towards the beast already. You can see him trying to work his way around the smokes. This is such a key round. If they were to drop this one, it's pretty much map over, but let's see who makes the first kill here. No one really wanted to give in just yet.
This is actually a good position for Flusha. It doesn't have to go for the counter boost. He can be pushed up and Venting can watch above him from the vents. So it takes some of the risk out of it, but Flusha gets caught in the open. Nothing Venting can do about that because Scream, just over top the canopy alone, is able to hit the headshot. It is the man advantage now for G2, and a step closer to 14 rounds. That's where they ended, remember, on Inferno in a heartbreaking fashion. Scream checking all angles, just being able to spot up Vented late as he faces though and makes contact, can't find the kill, has to consider the possibilities of a reface from Z Connector. On that though, his team, enough information, enough messing around. It's in toward the A site with the man advantage on entry. They managed to add to that by taking down Dennis. Vented and JW though, good rotations, but RPK's got a shot of his own. The bomb's not planted though, and JW's actually made it deep inside of the site. That's behind the right crate. This 2v2 actually starts to favor Fnatic. Great pick from Scream in that sense, because now he can be able to re-grab the bomb. Doesn't need to face that, but puts a shot at anyway to get the information. He's going to commit to this plant. Shocks can't afford to re-peek. He's going to have to play this behind Forklift with 6 HP, and Scream's going to face. This is dangerous,
wow.
But it is Scream.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was dangerous. Had he been going down there, Shocks had 8 HP towards that Forklift area, but it's a really big round there from Scream. He gets that really nice shot, so everything's up towards middle. And JW did everything he could towards that ace side. He's been playing very well indeed. He's coming on 20 kills.
And speaking of JW, just to mention, he's just called the tactical timeout right now for Fnatic.
Just to go opposite there, Flusher, who had almost 40 kills on the first map, he's come 6 for 18, so...
probably still top fragging in the series.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine so. But this is tactical time, you're absolutely right. This is getting to the crescendo of the second map here. G2 have a dominating lead in terms of the scoreline and the economy as well. It's 14-8, and Fnatic don't really have much grounds to buy here. They've got about $2,500 average. That would be maybe a couple of FAMASes, some pistols, and maybe a shotgun here and there. But G2 will be getting to 15-8, and it's going to be the force buy, of course, from Fnatic. It's going to be a Scouts, CZs, Desert Eagles, but never rule Fnatic out of these rounds. We know how deadly they can be, regardless of the situation. So they decided to go for the force buy. They are back into it. And surely G2 are reading this. They will just have the very default play here, hugely passive and holding back almost in T-spawn at this stage to see what they're up against. It's going to be 5 AKs, no orbs or MAC-10s this time.
Straight away, what can they change on this Fnatic side? G2 gonna get aggressive, more aggressive than normal, in fact, against these pistols and get up mid. Good shot from Crims, though. That'll punish them. Missed thrown on the Molotov, and interestingly, they didn't elect to grab that gun, so you might have thought Scream might have gun juggled that back out in middle and put it in a place where it's not re-grabbable. Well, but that's totally able to be picked up right now by someone like Flushout or Crims, who are both rotating that direction.
4 players now towards the checkers area as well. RPK backing them up with the utility. I said they had B8 executes in their back pocket. There it is. Shox finds the first frag. Dennis gets flushed out, and now 4-4, but a massive advantage, obviously, for GT. They can just hold up here and wait for the reactions coming from the CTs. RPK just holding the flanks. Surely a kill going in his favor. There it is. Takes off the head of JW. And once again, can just hold things up. Find a kill, hold. They don't need to do anything at this stage. See CT's running into their crosshairs.
Crims. You could say running into their crosses as they place them upon them. You know, a morbid thing for Henry.
Yeah, that is a little bit more morbid.
Flush it, 1 versus 4, CZ75. Not likely.
He's got it.
I knew you were going to say it. You're all about it. Bomb already planted, Henry. I'm not believing.
I'm believing right now.
He's got an AK.
This is it.
It's not it.
I know. But sometimes you got to have a bit of faith.
Why not? Throw all your nades.
It's going to be G2 here, getting map points. We probably will be going to a third, considering this was a force buy from the CTs. There it is.
You have to admire Flusha. Fully blinded up, shooting probably a mile wide, but shooting anyway.
How crazy is it that really G2 should be winning this 2-0, considering you win a 13-2 on Inferno to kick things off. They should be taking this. Like, Cash has been very one-sided.
I mean, Yanko did touch on it in a pretty strong way. The fact that they had a good start on this instantly brought them back in, because if this was a back and forth affair, if Fnatic had got the lead, I dare say it would have been 2-0 for Fnatic, simply because they would have never have gotten over that tilt factor. Yeah. But as soon as they came out swinging on this, everything was forgotten from Inferno. So I really do think if this goes to train, they can still win this series. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, you're right. It is an odd proposition, but it's still totally doable, and it's getting that much closer with Smiths and Scream.
I did say if it got to train, this is going to be G2 taking it. And it hasn't worked out the way we kind of expected it to. But still, it's going to be, this map is over. It's going to be Dennis and JW remaining. And we were talking over the frags there, but it just is going to be the dying sectors of the second map here. Not really much to report, I'm afraid, as Dennis and JW will be up as they are in the retake now. JW Molotovs himself out of the vents, but Dennis makes his way towards upper.
Flash, another Molotov, in toward the back of the site. Clear the boxes, have to go for this, remember. One kid on JW. Speaking of, he's found Scream. Now, mini pit's still occupied. RPK can control his peak from this position. Even more crucially, behind the flames of the Molotov, he won't be spotted up. His head's just showing, but they don't see it, and RPK's got the shot. Shox to do it, and G2 convincing this time.